Hello, our favorite humans. Welcome to Bronx Tales with your host, Bronxy B, and me. I'm Logan. Thank you for being here. I first need to give a super huge apology for my audio in last night's live. Apparently, I had checked it 3 times to make sure my mic was good. I must have, when I entered the studio, it must have kicked me out, and it was only picking up the audio from my camera instead of my microphone. Little embarrassing, but there's nothing I can do about it now except for apologize for it and make sure it won't happen again. So I apologize. I want to talk about several things from the new body cam that we went over last night, as well as some of the crime scene photos that have been released, which I do think it's strange that crime scene photos have been released, even though Maddie's mom put in a restraining order for no more crime scenes to be released that have anything to do with Maddie or her room. Now, I touched on this a bit before and saying, will we see any more crime scene photos? And if so, will it just be released without anything having to do with Maddie? Although the paperwork was just filed and there necessarily hasn't been a court case or a decision yet made in that case, I did find it a little interesting that we did get a lot of crime scene photos released, even though Maddie's mom filed this restraining order regarding the crime scene photos regarding Maddie and her room. So I do want to talk about all of this stuff and just touch on a few things that I have found so far while watching the body cam, as well as going over the crime scene photos. The first thing I want to talk about is Jack Decor's hands. Now, I was given some videos that were emailed to me from other subscribers regarding Jack D's hands. So I just want to make sure that people know there is nothing wrong with Jack D's hands, no disrespect to anybody. As we can see in the body cam from Jack D sitting in the back of the police car, his hands look perfectly fine. There is nothing wrong with his hands. They are not swollen. They don't have cuts or anything of the sort. So I just want to make sure that people do have the truth and the correct information.
Yeah. I don't know how much I'm allowed to disclose right now. We're processing what's going on in the scene. As soon as we know for sure, we can tell you guys what's going on. We absolutely will. I know it sucks to be in the dark with this, but okay. And what's your relationship again? Okay. Yeah, man. As soon as I know we're able to fill you in on what's going on, we'll let you know.
About a week ago, I talked about Dylan and her statement while reading the reports that were released, and I had stated that I'm pretty sure the perpetrator was still in the house between 4:22 and 4:27 a.m., which means the white car speeding away could not belong to the perpetrator that Dylan saw. And we were absolutely correct in saying that. As I'm going to play this video, you will hear Dylan tell her story, and again, she does state she called her roommates between 4:22 and 4:27 a.m., and only after that did she then see the perpetrator, meaning the perpetrator was still in the house between 4:22 and 4:27. So the white car speeding away absolutely could not be the perpetrator that Dylan saw.
4:10.
You first noticed a guy.
Well, I first noticed Kaylee go upstairs and scream and run downstairs.
So 4 this morning, Kaylee went upstairs.
Yeah.
To the way top.
Yes, to her room. With Murphy the dog.
Okay.
And then
you heard Kaylee scream?
I heard her scream and run as fast as she could downstairs. And she said, someone's here.
She ran downstairs?
Yes, I could hear it. You can hear everything. Pretty much. I heard her run downstairs really fast. And then I heard Murphy barking a lot.
Okay.
And then I heard her going to I think it was the bathroom, and I remember her sobbing, and I just remember hearing this guy's voice that I didn't recognize saying, you're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you, but it wasn't I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't in a nice way, it was a weird way, a weird tone.
You're gonna be okay. I'm gonna help you.
Yeah.
And you didn't hear anything from Kaylee anymore at that point?
After that I didn't hear anything. Okay. So then I kept calling for her name. I called on my phone, I called Xana, Maddie, and Kaylee, none of them answered. So then I opened up the door to look, and that's when I saw the guy pass by. He looked at me, but he didn't come towards me or say anything, which was really confusing to me. I don't understand that. And I'm pretty sure he went out the side door.
Speaking of the car, the white car or tan car or silver car, we don't know at this point, speeding away from the scene at 4:20 in the morning. Here we have the picture released from the prosecution way back when regarding the car that they took a screenshot of on a video. And I also want to add in here Brian Kohberger's car. And if you notice on Brian Kohberger's car from the newly released crime scene photos, Brian Kohberger has a bug protector on his car. Now, yes, I must be honest and say I don't know when he put that on there, but if it was on there during the commission of this crime, and in the screenshots that the prosecution took of this vehicle, you can see from the picture that the prosecution has to the picture of Brian Kohberger's car, the picture the prosecution put out does not have a bug protector on the front of the vehicle. But they cropped it enough for us to see that there is not a bug protector on that car. It would show black along in the front where the headlights are, between the headlights, and then above that as well. Above the headlights is where the bug protector would be, and that would show black in the picture the prosecution released, and we do not see that whatsoever. The picture from the prosecution of Brian Kohberger's supposed vehicle does not have a bug protector on it, and Brian Kohberger's vehicle does have a bug protector on the front above the Hyundai emblem, which also goes above the headlights. In my opinion, these are absolutely not the same vehicle. I mean, we kind of already knew that from the fact that it clearly, the one on the prosecution depicts a license plate in the front, or the outline of a license plate in the front of their picture of their vehicle they have, and Brian Kohberger didn't have a license plate on his car. Besides that, we also know he's got a bug protector, and in the prosecution's picture, they don't have a bug protector. It's just one more reason I find that this isn't Brian Kohberger's vehicle. Regarding the body cam footage and Hunter Johnson, I find it a little strange that when we see Hunter walk up the stairs, he does not have a knife in his hands. The body cam also goes next to the table, and we see on the table there's no knife on the table. I don't know why this officer is allowing Hunter to walk into the crime scene before him, but that's beside the point. We also see that in this whole body cam video, Hunter Johnson does not have a knife in his hands. However, when the officer then retreats out of the bedroom and goes back by the table, suddenly the knife is on the table. I don't know where Hunter had the knife prior to this, but it looks like he put the knife on the table while the officer was in the bedroom. He must have had some blood on his hands, as it looks like when he set the knife down, there is transfer blood from Hunter's hand to the table while he's setting the knife down. It's just strange that it happened so fast. We don't see it, we don't hear it, and we didn't see a knife in Hunter's hand to begin with. So where did he have it, and where did it come from?
Okay, stay back there, please.
A lot of people are talking about Bethany being there at the beginning of the 911 call, or not being there at the beginning of the 911 call when the officer shows up. Now, last night in the live, I also didn't see Bethany there. However, I want to make sure that we do have the truth out there. So I went very slowly through the body cam footage, and when the officer pulls up and gets out of his vehicle, you can absolutely see Bethany standing by herself next to the telephone pole from the moment the officer arrives. So yes, Bethany was there from the very beginning of the officer arriving to the scene. Bethany was there. I also want to make sure that people know the bloody black glove found next to the garbage can in the front yard at the very end of the driveway was absolutely there as well when the officer pulled up. Payne made a report and made a statement saying that the glove was not there when he got there, that he went over body cam and he didn't see it in the body cam. So he doesn't know when the glove got there or who put it there. But as we see in the body cam footage when the officer first arrives, that black bloody glove is absolutely at the end of the driveway in the yard from moment one. Do I believe that a perpetrator left out the front and dropped that glove as they were walking away? I absolutely do. And to me, that proves that there is more than one perpetrator because Dylan says she saw a perpetrator in black go out the back. How did the glove get in the front with the front door wide open if a perpetrator did not go out the front and drop it as they were walking away? I believe there's more than one perpetrator, and to me, this proves that, along with Dylan's statement. I do want to make sure that we touch on the pictures in the kitchen where we see all the blue all over the counter. Many people believe that this is a reagent acting to a binding to red fluid that was once on the counter. And I want to make sure that everybody has the correct information. Now, without having all of the details on what chemical they used, when it was sprayed, how long the time has been since the spraying of the chemical or the reagent until the time this picture was taken, and all other details surrounding the reagent used by the crime scene investigators for the detection of red fluid, I want to make sure we are all on the same page. When looking at this, many people are stating that this is the reagent reacting to red fluid on the kitchen counter, and that can absolutely be not true. I do not want to have anybody have any misinformation. This reagent, I believe, is what they call amido black. Now, this reagent comes out a bluish color, and as it binds to the proteins in red fluid, it becomes darker. The problem we have here, without having any of the details surrounding this fluid being sprayed here or anywhere else on the crime scene, is that this reagent binds to any protein. Also, it binds to cleaning products. So, could this kitchen counter be completely lit up with amido black reagent reacting to red fluid? Absolutely. But can it also be the reagent amido black reacting to any protein that is left behind from any food source, like let's say the chicken that's in the pan on the kitchen stove, or any sort of cleaning products, spilled milk, butter, or cheese from the macaroni they cooked? Yes, it could also be binding to that and giving a false reaction because it's just binding to protein. This right here could be binding to anything: bleach, any chemicals, any type of metal, any type of protein from food that was wiped up, spilled milk, butter, cheese, chicken, anything. I want to make sure we're all on the same page and nobody has misinformation. This could be lit up blue from blood or from any cleaning product, any food residue left behind on the counter, any metal, anything. Do we know that this is binding to blood? Absolutely not. So please be careful on the information that is given to you that you believe, as this very well likely could not be binding to blood right here. We still have lots of information to dig into, many more points from the body cam footage I want to give you guys, as well as the crime scene photos, as well as some other videos that we haven't really touched on as much. But for today, this is what we have for you. Do something nice for yourself today. Be kind, but more importantly, be kind to your dog. Bye, guys.